Hey everybody, welcome to Lady Tarot 911. I'm Jen. How's it going? So we have a supermoon, a full moon, supermoon in Aries this week. And I want to see what is going to be happening with the collective. Let me tell you a little bit about this full moon. This full moon is at 14 degrees of Aries. That means that if you have any planets that are within 13, 14, or 15 degrees in Aries, Libra, Capricorn, or Cancer, this will be affecting you the most in those placements in your chart. You would just have to look at your chart and where those fall to know where this full moon will be, the supermoon will be affecting you the most. This year is a Mars year. It's a 9 year. 9s are the end in tarot. 10s are the end and then the new beginning, but 9s are the end. And so it's fitting that this moon be the moon that is wrapping up anything that had been happening over this last 6 months. This is almost going to feel like fated events or destined events because you're initiating, yes, something new, but this is the tail end of those last 6 months we've had. So what was happening with you at the end of March? Okay, let's look at, we're going to be doing what I call the sexy sevens. I love the number 7. It's my birthday. So we're still talking Aquarius, Aquarian energy, thinking outside the box. There's going to be in this full moon, it's going to be a wrapping up of maybe old ways of looking at things or the old ways of doing things, maybe getting beyond the social structure that we've been falling under, or the this is how we do it. I always talk about that. This is how we do things. And maybe there's more of this, outside the box, looking, long-term, long range, futuristic, being just like, I don't know, edgy, maybe a little more edgy versus maybe how you've been the last 6 months. However, everything has a polar opposite. Maybe if you've been really edgy and out there, maybe you will be the one who pulls back and is a little more conservative. And I say that conservative meaning just reserved. So yep, Pluto, we've got Pluto, Aquarius and Pluto. Full moon. Isn't that interesting how tarot lines up all the time? Oh my gosh. You guys see us shuffle and what comes out, and then for it to align, it just goes to prove how awesome tarot is, how on point it is, and Chiron. So we're talking like wounded healer. Something that maybe took place, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to get taller, I think, with the with the sun. It's gonna be worse than I thought. I might have to pause this and adjust because I don't want to move over, so I might have to pause and adjust. Hang on just a second, you guys. Okay, sorry about that. The sun's still kind of coming through that slat, giving me a good highlighter. I mean, down my nose, but hey. So, what is it that the collective needs from me? Show me their sexy sevens. All right. Getting creative. The mundane. Done with the old. There is a creative spark that is like catalyzing, that's like lighting up. Now it's bringing to mind what I was thinking about. There was the saying, oh gosh, it's bringing it to mind and I can see it, but I forgot what the words were. Hang tight, help me out here. It'll come to me. Give me just a second. No, it won't come to me. Maybe not. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. So we have, let me get these all out first and then I'll tell you. So Saturn, risk and reward, and Leo. Okay. And then up top we have bright future. And I'm just kind of placing these. Usually I only take one. Now instead of 7, it gave me 700. So whatever. That's not cool, but whatever. Hypnotized. Ooh, hypnotized. Cosmic dance. Attachment and clarity. This is like Ace of Swords. Cancer and distant future. Okay. So, okay. So this one is going to be, over here in this position. So this is partnership. And what you don't see coming, treasure chest. So prosperity, a windfall of good things are happening all around you. Expect some good luck to be open to all possibilities. Again, I go back to what I mentioned in my, well, I think I mentioned it in my video. When you open up to all possibilities, all options that are before you, and kind of lay them out on the table, and then choose the one that you're most passionate about, that you can give all your time and attention to, that you can give all of your, efforts, and in an integral way, give all of you, all you can to it, and not expect any outcome. Just give to it because it is going to be your greatest passion at that time. What happens is it actually ends up raising your vibration and aligning you to even more opportunities, more blessings, higher learning, higher vision, like bird's eye view of things that other people don't understand because they're on ground level. And so that's where more tapped in you become to divine, more opportunity. And as you ascend, the more opportunities are available, because what's happening is as you ascend, you open up to aligning to all the things that are out there in the ethers and aligning to opportunities and possibilities. When you raise your vibration, you get to a higher level, which the higher level, meaning just like knowledge and information, the whole, ascension idea. But when you get to that higher level, there's more opportunities because they sit at a higher level. And so then you become in alignment with them. So more opportunities, more job opportunities, more people are attracted to you, relationships flow better, connections open up, even monetarily, there's more blessings. You start to learn that the instant manifesting becomes more and more at your fingertips. So, when it talks about like the Ace of Swords and the what you don't see coming, did I not pull that out? I didn't. The treasure chest. I think that this is a time period where you are starting to learn these. I mean, because we're all learning, different. We're all on different timelines, but it's the same information. You'll be getting the same information at some time in your life, or maybe you've had it already. And I came into it, at the time that I came into it. But there is great reward that is available, and it's happening all around us. I was talking about like in the ethers, right? It's all around us, but we close down to it because it's a form of control, our ego, resistance. And so it creates for us, not that I really believe in missed opportunities, because I don't necessarily, I feel like what is meant for us we will align to, and whatever we don't align to, then it just wasn't for us at that time, but it'll come back around because life is secular. Secular? Is that the word? Circular? Cyclical. Secular. I combine cyclical and circular together. Combining. You're combining. You will be or are going into some type of new combination, combining, collaborating with somebody. You are supposed to be working with somebody. You are supposed to be creating. Oh, yeah. So that all worked out. Creative spark, right? Remember? And the sun is so beautiful, but he needs to go away. She needs to go away. Partnership. Here you go. Here's the, see if I can say it again. Secular. Oh my gosh. I joked a while back when I first started the channel about how I was going to start a log of all the words that I've made up on accident or said wrong or whatever on the channel. So I'm just going to add it to that. But that's what it's talking about. And that's really cool because I didn't even register yet. I hadn't even gotten there yet. But so the sexy seven are like it's the who, what, when, why, where, and how, and then what is coming to you. So what's coming to you is great rewards. If this is a promise, like a prediction that I can't use that all the time. But there's a power. There's going to be this. in this combination or this collaboration that you have with somebody, and it is going to be for your greater good and for the greater good of consciousness and of the collective, because it is going to help others understand and raise their vibration. I don't know if I've been in a video that I've talked about this, or if there has been one that I've put out there, but I know that I've talked about it a little bit regarding AI and how we mimic AI as a collective, and that's essentially what we're doing is and what I mean by that is we as a collective quantum entangle. And so what I learn, this is very simple, like putting it simply, what I learn, you all learn energetically. What you learn, I learn energetically. That's the same thing with AI. When a robot learns, when you have like, let's say you had like 100 robots, and you had one who was downloading information. It's not where number one robot downloads information and then number two downloads information, and that's the information that the robots have, or the information that they download. What happens with AI and why it is so huge and hella important, however, it can get, I mean, it sets up for real security and negativity. When I talk about polar opposites, it sets up for that to be a negative too in the wrong hands. But the way that AI works, from my understanding and very simple view, is that robot number one, when they download their information, but all the other robots, the other 99 robots, it downloads for them as well. So they are learning at a rate that is, with 100 robots, 100 times, 100 times what just one robot would be downloading, because they download what the others download as well. So it's in like mass grouping of downloads of information. And that is what, and it's like within seconds, compared to us as humans that download, and we download, from this resource or from this news story or from this vlog or blog or, write up or, TED Talk, whatever. And it's not like that with AI. And that AI is at your fingertips with a flood of information versus what we've had, which is, very linear, very straightforward, informational sources. You had to go here to get information, and then that would lead you to a link that would get you here. And it's not like that. It's like all the links combined that you go to get information are given to you. Like, there you go. Overwhelm and a flood of information all at once. It's like the 100 robots, one thing downloaded, they all get it, right? Same thing with what's happening with us as collective. When I learn something, energetically, it's the same. When I learn something that helps me ascend, I'm helping all of you ascend a little bit higher too. When you learn something that helps you ascend or you grow, you're helping everybody, because your energy is raising the vibration of the planet. Does that make sense? So it's hella important that we're all putting in an effort to do so. And it looks like from this read that your next mission or soul steps that you're going to be making is this partnership, this creative expansion of something that you're doing, either with business partners, or you're going to be creating, it could be, you could be creating a family with somebody, you could be creating a partnership in romance or relationship. You're going to learn lessons and teach each other, and it's going to raise your vibration, thus raising the rest of us, right? This is going to be, Saturn is the teacher, right? And so we're talking risk and reward, and it's going to take trust and a leap of faith, and it's going to take courage and strength. And Saturn's watching, because Saturn's the teacher, and Saturn's sitting back going, what have you learned over this last 6 months, year, couple years? What have you learned that you are going to repeat because you don't want to download it, you don't want to accept it, you don't want to, take that information and grow from it? Or what are you going to actually move on to a new path, learn some more, download more, help the collective, ascend and grow and do better, be better? What is it that, you know, are you going to sit in your pride, or are you going to step outside that box? Aquarius, right? Aquarius, transformation, Pluto. Okay, we're talking all the same stuff here. What is going to transform in this full moon beyond this wounded healer? Now, the wounded healer is about healing and about soul's mission, and Chiron is that aspect that you're talking about, like realizing your gifts, the abilities, the spiritual gifts, which then that is like an opening and an opportunity if you've ascended, which this is saying we are ascending, you know, time's ticking, the wheel of fortune is moving forward, and in order for the universe to work with you, you know, you have to be willing and open to all those possibilities that are out on the table, right? We talked about that. And then choosing the one that you are most passionate about, because when you become most passionate about, or the most passionate about a direction or a project or somebody, then your vibration raises because it makes you happy and it makes you excited, and you look forward to it, and you put all of your effort into it and your energy and your focus, and you're able to harness your energy, which we only have so much of, into what that is that you're most passionate about, and that ends up raising your vibration. And that's when the greatest lessons come and the new opportunities, and things get easier for you. Sure, it's a grind to get there, but it always ends up where the universe is saying, when you take those risks, when you take those leaps of faith, you get reward. And this is saying here, treasure chest. This one says you have to be willing to go down the rabbit hole to discover a new world. And then this says be open to all possibilities, kind of summarizing, this is what we talked about. It's presenting you with this information, possibly through me, just through the energy with this full moon over this next week, of this being what is being asked. So this partnership and this creative spark, right? I think I have these backwards. Not that it's a big deal because they go hand in hand. But, oh, speaking of hands, hey, look at that. Look at all these hands. Helping hand, right? There's going to be this availability of this future possibilities that you're going to be able to see, right? With this bright future. Now, this is the what. Okay, the who and the what. It's going to be a partnership with somebody or something is the who. And the what is going to be this creative project or this creative spark that you're going to start giving to, okay? But it's going to take this leap of faith and this courage. I hope that you guys can see me okay. I'm about to stop again and go because now the sun is shining off the balcony porch. But this is the leap of faith and the transition that we are moving into with this Aquarius and this Pluto energy, this full moon in Aries. It's actually the drive, the move forward, and into this creative partnership of something. And it's different for everybody, something in your life, some direction that you wanted to go, which the who and the what, and then when, okay? When is when you jump, when you push forward, when you move forward with the courage, when you have the courage to do something. So you must be on the edge or the boundary or the borderline decisions, to making decisions. Okay, these hands are all, do I give to this? There's two hands making a decision. Twos are about partnership, about decisions, about directions, choices, right? Okay, hang tight. You can see all the, she's getting all the lights because she believes that lights are going to kill me. And so any type of little spots or sunlight, she has to protect me from getting killed by little lights that are all over. And she's neurotic about it. Any lights, like she'll bark at them. She'll follow them on the vacuum cleaner. It's cute. She's a good girl. She protects me well, almost too well, but I am so grateful for her. Okay, sorry about that. So that's a little better. I'm doing this in the evening after work, so the sun is setting. So we talked about, okay, the who and the what, the when, the why. The why is because this is your future. The universe is saying your future is to be creative, to align with creation that you choose, that you're passionate about, so that you can ascend, so that you can, it is the answer. When you do this, you align with anything and everything becomes possible. and that's that instant manifestation too. Like it falls in your lap. Again, I've told you that I've done it, I've seen it, it's happened to me, and one day I will probably talk about it, but it really is quite incredible what comes from it that you won't really understand until it happens to you. And the majority of, you know, people that are out there will not experience it, and it's pretty unbelievable. You can't explain it to people, they won't believe you. Even though I've got proof of things that have taken place, it's just something that's unbelievable. But the universe is saying that this is yours if you want it. Like, it's going to bring this awakening and this understanding. Like, your third eye will open, your pineal gland, right? It's this new understanding and this new awakening, this new like epiphany, and you might be, you know, already having them, and that's kind of what's pushing you into, but it's going to be happening this week. This is very much an action week. Okay, so this bright future is the why. The universe is trying to give you opportunities, not only for the opportunity's sake and for the collective sake, but because it's also like in the reverse, where it benefits the creation, but in all, it is ascending you to the next creation and next project. But this is a real big energy time period that shifts that into action. Okay, so the who, what, why, when, and where. So this where is going to be through an understanding. The cosmic dance is through, there's going to be some joyous celebration, some reconciliation, reunion, some type of connection, or connecting with something that maybe you've wanted to do for a long time, or somebody you've wanted to be with, or a direction that you wanted to go, somewhere you wanted to move to, a dream, a wish. There's something or someone will captivate you and absorb all of your attention. And it's going to be a clarity moment. I was just talking about that. So this is like the Ace of Swords. It's this bright future, this eye, this understanding of what the eye means. Eye means clarity, vision, awakening. So you could be going through an awakening, or your person could be going through an awakening. And this is the understanding and clarity of what has been happening through this excitement and celebration dance that you are having with yourself and with the universe, and also with that, of which you are connecting with. Attachment, connecting with. Who or what are you relentlessly pursuing that has become an addiction? Loosen your grip and enter the unknown. So something that has become obsessive for you. Obsession is about resistance. I know that sounds weird, but it is, because you are having to control maybe something that would actually go better than you thought if you actually like gave it up to the universe and just let go and just said, okay, well, take me where you want to take me, do with me what you will, and and then we will, we'll figure it out then. And the universe usually takes you, like, again, the stuff that has manifested or that has happened with me is so unbelievable that people wouldn't believe me if I didn't have the proof of it. But it's some things that I would have guessed never would have happened ever in a million years. Again, this is where it's leading to, and the why and the when and the who and the what. And so the who, what, when, why, where, sorry if I said that wrong, and how. So how is this going to happen? Life is hella messy, and spiritual journeys are hella messy, and nothing in life, even though we learn as humans and we're taught young that everything happens in sequential order and, in a linear fashion, timelines are not linear. Spiritual journeys, life is not linear. It is messy. It's all over the place. And it is about connecting all these different puzzle pieces. It is not about from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. And you start to learn that. And so something happening or happened in the future is going to connect something in the past that maybe you just thought, okay, well, I can't figure this out, or I don't know why this happened, or whatever. And it's finally going to connect, right? But it happened here and here. That is why I always am telling you that past, present and future are all happening at the same time. Again, connecting you to everything's connected, everything's energy, everything is, as Steve says, and everything is already out in the ethers, like I talked about. Those options and opportunities and, timelines and possibilities are all out there, and it's just about hooking up with those, for lack of a better word, hooking up with those that are possibilities or the opportunities, the people, the connections, the networking that happens. It's about hooking up with those storylines that have actually already happened, but it has to happen at the right time for you to learn your lessons, for you to heal, like Chiron, right? And this is talking about through emotions with this Cancer card, Cancer, emotions, home, and nurture. You're being encouraged to be the one who has an understanding and forgiving heart to achieve a positive outcome. Accept the things that can happen in a different order than the one you had in mind, and patience is the key. So this is how it's going to happen. Now, it can happen through maybe wherever Cancer placement is in your chart, or if you know a Cancer, it's a distant future in regards to home and family. It's a possibility, it's an opportunity that has to do with emotions. Again, all of this is in relation to the balancing of the feminine and the masculine energy within ourselves, and also on the outside. Sorry, I got a ring notification and I got another one. So let's look at what this could possibly be for those of you that are watching. Let's look at what these creative endeavors might be, or these, this new exciting adventure, this new journey that you're stepping into, or the opportunities that might be arising. Okay, what are these? Surviving. Okay. So so there is a possibility that you've had a really, really rough time recently, that you have come from this moment in life that you've just hit rock bottom, and going from surviving, these are very polar opposite, right? Treasure chest and surviving. This is saying that it's going to lead into the most prosperous and abundance time period of your life, because you've hit rock bottom already. So the only way to go is up from here, right? That's the only direction you can go. Rising from the ashes like the phoenix, and barely surviving, barely hanging on. And trust me, I've been there. Barely, like I'm talking crawling yourself to the next level, crawling yourself to not completely give up, crawling out of that. And this is saying the energy is pushing that movement forward. That's a good start, right? That foundationally, you need to have that, and you need to have hit rock bottom, or been at this place where you didn't feel like you could get any lower, whether that is just situationally or something you caused for yourself, or through, maybe decisions that didn't pan out the way that you thought, and moving yourself forward is a huge step in. You have to be creative on how to do that. Make decisions and have courage and strength to do so, and endurance. And this full moon, this action, this Mars energy is allowing for that, is providing that, and is helping us all with that. So could have been in regards to a marriage, maybe this connection or marriage or this relationship drained you or caused issues. This could be heading towards, now it says new partner, maybe divorced, or there could be a divorce. There is an attraction towards connecting, because marriage is connection, right? Connecting with something or somebody, or it could be in regards to a wrapping up of a marriage. There's the second celebration card. We saw that, right? Celebrating, I forgot what that was, cosmic dance, taking a risk. So somebody is contemplating, on the verge, There is a decision point that is happening, and that they're coming to, I should say. Okay. I keep thinking about that thing that I thought I was supposed to talk about, but I guess if I can't remember it, I'm not supposed to mention it, but it had a lot to do with this. It was just about, focused on the past. And when you're focused on the past, right, then you don't invest in the present moment because you are too focused on the past, which then you end up missing the future because you've missed the present and the past all together, all in one. And it's about like you're not stepping up to any of them because of the fact that when you're focused too much on the past, I got it. Sunk cost fallacy, sunk cost theory. Yes, thank you. That's what it was. And yes, it fits this perfectly. So I was right. When you're focused too much on the past, I wrote it down. Hang on just a second. Hang on. Okay, so I got it. And the sunk cost fallacy is essentially you wanting to take the hit from failures prior, right? To make those better before you move forward. But in essence, right, what you're doing is, to make it simple, you failed in the past. So you're failing in the present because you're too focused on the past. And then which means that you're going to end up failing or sinking in the future because the past and the present are your future, which, hang on just a second, which are all one that are here now, and you're choosing not to show up to any of them. And I wrote that out and I wanted to read it, from what I wrote, because that made so much sense. That because if you're stuck in that linear mentality, moving from, okay, and I used to be like this, where it's like I had to make sure that this was all beautified, glossed and beautified and polished and taken care of before I could move on to the next thing. But it got to be where life was so messy and so chaotic, I started to lose track of okay, well, what needs to be fixed, where, what happened. If it's messy, it was supposed to be messy for a reason. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out for a reason. If it was a total bust, that's the lesson. It's not make it beautiful and then find the lesson. It is the bust is the lesson. It is the failure is the lesson. It's already beautified. It's already polished. It's already put together in the lesson, in what it was supposed to be. It doesn't have to be beautified. And that's why I say life is messy. So I think that if it's relationships, or if it's marriages, or if it's partnerships, and it has been a joke, then the joke, or a joke, that's what it's supposed to be. So it's already beautified and polished as, okay, so this was a joke because of these reasons. I chose this. I'm not going to choose this again. I learned from it. Great. I moved on. That can be wrapped up then, just like that. It can be wrapped up messy, right? And so there's a celebration knowing and feeling like you can move forward once you understand this concept of I don't have to make that pretty and perfect to learn from it. The mess that it is the lesson. Hopefully that makes sense. Wow, that's pretty good. I haven't even thought that through in my head until we just went over it. But okay, and then we're going to get a couple more cards. So this could be in regards to a contract. Maybe somebody made a deal with somebody, made a promise, signed into something. There's the puzzle pieces I was talking about. Unfinished business, right? Two more. Somebody who has been left out in the cold, learning knowledge, left out in the cold, or is learning something new about maybe some contract that was put into place, some agreement, or going cold on a contract, going cold on a promise. And that's what has to be done. And it's going to take courage to do so, because maybe it was a bad contract. Maybe somebody wasn't awakened at that time and didn't know what they were getting themselves into, but they've been trying to get themselves out of something, been locked in something that they at the time thought that it was going to go one way, and then all of a sudden there's this big shift in energy and this awakening, and not really, I'm hearing, not really wanting to be locked into this, or this energy, or this, I don't know, this I'm hearing good old boy handshake, this promise to do something or to not do something, or it's best if you stick with this is the way to do it to be accepted. Who wants to be accepted? Like, I don't want to be accepted. I don't care whether I'm accepted, I should say, because if you are here, then there's something here that I say that, you know, that you halfway take into consideration, or even if you're not and you're just here to make fun of me, I don't care. I'm still getting out to the ones who need the information. Or if you don't like the message, then that doesn't sound like a Jenn problem, but there's a reason that you stopped by, right? Maybe one or two words or a card that you saw, something might have clicked, or it will click at some point. But that's why we can't control anything. That's why, because I have tried this entire, 5 years that I've been in my journey, and it has gotten me nowhere. So I'm actually better letting go and where I'm at right now than where I wanted to control it from before. So a contract. Yeah. Just being stuck in, this is talking about, there's going to be abundance and prosperity through standing up for yourself, going in the direction of your greatest passion and the opportunity of the, opportunities that are available to you that you can align to. And you might be learning about this through somebody, or learning or becoming aware of or awakening to this contract that maybe wasn't what it was thought to be, or maybe somebody just doesn't want it anymore. And so there is a knowledge, an understanding that is going to be downloaded. Like I'm talking about AI and downloading knowledge. There is a collective knowledge that is happening through this full moon of the things that we agreed to, whether it be ancestrally long ago, that this is the way we do things and you can't ever change. But again, we're talking about Aquarius and Pluto, transformation outside the box. We're learning how we can go towards the things that we want, whether it was part of this is how we do it, or culturally following one way and that's the only way you can do it, or family ideals, or people talking you into something, or again, it's this being sheep and not being a leader. This is pushing us out of that to help heal what we need to heal and look at, Saturn, right? So that we can look outside that box and say, okay, so is that still what we want? Is that still how I believe? Is that still the direction I want to go? And it could be regarding, so this is just talking about this is talking about attachment and home and relationship, partnership, marriage. So this is about us in relation to something and what that is for you only. But this could be, again, a relationship to yourself or relationship with somebody that you're in a relationship with, and that's changing, that is wrapping up somehow. Maybe you're going to the next level with that person, or maybe you're not going to be with that person, or maybe you're connecting with another person. And that's kind of what the energy is this week. A lot of lessons in there, but this is kind of, if you're on this timeline that hits this energy this coming week with this full moon, then this is what's going to be playing out for you. Anyways, guys, hope you have a great night, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.